Good afternoon. It is with great joy that I am able to step through at this point in time to speak with you and share some thoughts with you. For we have been watching what has been occurring today, and you would be surprised to hear how we have been cheering and screaming and going wild over here with the session that has taken place here today. Because you have crossed a border, you have crossed a threshold into a new realm of teaching and a new realm of experience. When I walked the earth plane, I was one who talked a lot about the Master Jesus and how he came to the world to be a way shower, to show people how to live a spiritual life, to teach them that there is no death, that life continues after the change called death, and all of the things that I used to teach. But if you analyze what the man actually did, he stood and he lectured and he taught people, and he brought through the energy the best he could, and he taught the people. But he also ran into the frustration of the people not being able to understand and not being able to comprehend what he was trying to teach. And what he did at that point was to switch what he was doing. And he would talk about mustard seeds, and he would talk about what they call the parables, the stories. And the people could relate to the stories. When you heard the story today of Susan on the lawnmower, you were receiving a parable. No longer were you listening to the dense words, but you were hearing a story that encapsulated the truth of how to deal with the situation. And you were able to grasp onto that and understand that. So you were understanding the complex teaching, but in a way that was much easier for the human being to understand. And for the people who do not get caught up into the words and into the language and the verbiage, as you said. And we were thrilled. We were shouting when that was happening because we watched your auric fields, each one of you. And we were seeing how you were grasping what was being said and absorbing it, much more so than when the explanations was being given. So we implore you to continue on this path of storytelling, of example showing, so that people can understand the more dense verbiage. The stories allow them to absorb the verbiage, to get the concept finally. And that is a very powerful teaching tool that you have mastered today. And it is something that we hope will continue in the future. So we applaud you, and we are so excited for all of you to have experienced this today. And we needed to share that with you all. We're now ready for the first question.
Thank you, Carl and friends. Thank you for being here. We love you. Our first question is from Christina. What is the meaning of the name Christ? There is so many different explanations. Thank you.
The actual meaning of the word Christ is man, God realized. It is the absorption of being in the human, but living in a godlike fashion. It is what you were talking about today, about having the father and the mother all at the same time in the state of androgyny. That is being in the Christ, living a physical life, but having the godlike vibration going through you and living it that way. When Susan was driving her lawnmower, she was in a Christ consciousness mode. She was being the mother and the father at the same time. It was a combination. That is what being the Christ is. Man, God realized, meaning the unification of the two energies, the androgyny, as you were calling it, the mother-father principle, as you understand it. That is what being Christ is. Do you understand?
Thank you. The next question is from Corrine. We are in the times of revelations. I'd like to ask respectfully, what is yet to come is not for our knowledge at this time, but what can you tell us about the process we are going through? Thank you.
And very much what was being discussed today is the process of what is going to be taking place. Everything is going to be torn down. Your religions are going to be torn down. The concept of male and female is going to be torn down. Your governments are going to be torn down. All the things that bring you into separation, that you are you and I am I, they against us, you against them, all that is going away, and we are all going to become one. But for us to be in the oneness, for us to unify not only the God-like vibration of male and female, but for all humanity to come into oneness, it will take a lots of upheaval and a lot of tension for all that to be dissolved, for all that to go away. If you think about what is happening in your current time, when certain things happen, one group is yelling and screaming and saying, this is no good, we can't allow this to happen, but the other group is very happy. It is that separation, that one group is getting what they need and the other group is complaining about it. Instead of being happy for that group and learning how to accept everyone, it's still that you against them. It is going to go away, but it will not be easy. It is turbulent times. Change is not easy for many people. Not many people can go on their lawnmowers and be happy when it gets stuck and just figure it out and stay in that frequency of being in the godlike vibration. It is most unusual, but not impossible. The important part of that story was the example, because now you have something to model after. You have something to understand and say, oh, this is what I need to do when I face adversity. When more people have these models, it will help to tear down the things that need to be dissolved before, so eliminate all the separation between people, between male, female, good, bad, all that stuff. It's all going to go away. And it is what is in your destiny for humanity to evolve to. Do you understand?
Thank you. The next question is from Susan Yu. Can you tell us about the archangels and what they do for mankind? It seems like anyone can ask for their help and they are there to help. Is this true? How are they different from, quote, regular angels? How does an archangel become an archangel? Thank you.
In a technical sense, an archangel is a soul that never had an experience in the physical body. They never came to the earth plane, so they remained in the spiritual vibration for their whole existence And therefore they can provide the magnetic pull, let's say, to take someone who's in the physical and to bring them more into a spiritual alignment, because they are such a forceful spiritual powerhouse that they can be that magnet to make change in the physical person. So a spirit cannot decide to become an archangel, especially if they have lived a physical life. It is a technical impossibility. They work. Yes, they can be. They can. Anyone who seeks their help will receive their help. It is the type of thing that you must understand that an archangel can't look down and say, "Oh, look at that! Look at Joe over there. He's in a pickle. Has a bit of a trouble. I'm going to go help him out." No, it doesn't work that way. Joe has to seek the help. Joe has his own free will. Joe may want to stay in his pickle, in his consciousness and his mind. He hasn't realized there's a way out. There's a better way to do things. So he is stuck in the way he is in his mindset and so forth. And the archangel can't go and just pull him out of the ditch. However, if Joe suddenly realizes that there must be some way to get out of here, and he seeks help from the universe, or he seeks help from an archangel or an angel, or whatever he terms that source to be that he is seeking, he is asking for the help, and therefore he is inviting him in. He is relinquishing with his own free will. He's opening the door for help, and therefore the archangel can then step in and help that person to get him out of whatever ditch he's in, whatever pickle he's in, whatever his situation is. So that is the basic concept of the archangels. It's kind of a hierarchy of different angels that have been determined over the years. Some of it has been man-made, and some of it is not. But just as you understand, in the world of spirit, there are different vibrations and different frequencies, and that people reside in those frequencies according to their own spiritual nature. So if a person who committed a lot of crime in the physical world gives up his physical body and goes into the spirit world, he is not going to end up on the highest level of the world of spirit. He's going to be on the lower level where the criminals are. And so there's a sorting out of souls according to their spiritual involvement, and they gravitate, to exactly where they need to be, or where they've earned their place in the world of spirit. And souls from higher levels can go down and help those souls on the lower levels if they're seeking help or guidance. And in the spirit world, the free will concept isn't as strong as it is in the physical world, because they're all in the world of spirit. So there are people from the higher vibrations that go down to talk to these people and try to educate them that there is a better life to be had, and that they can evolve into a higher realm and so forth. But it is that person, that spirit has to do the work and involve their soul to the point that they are entitled to enter the next level, the next frequency up. And therefore, so it's a process of refinement and evolving us in the spirit world to higher and higher levels. So that concept of different levels got misinterpreted into the hierarchy of angels, that there are some are higher levels than others. Yeah, well, there's spirits on higher levels than others too. So it's just a matter of understanding the frequencies in the world of spirit and so forth. But an archangel has never lived an earth life, and therefore their spirituality is quite powerful and can really affect a physical person to make a dramatic change in their life if they seek it. Do you understand?
Thank you. Next question is from Carol. What progress has been made in finding ways to detox and heal the damage from the jabs and from COVID? We are losing so many people. Thank you.
That is a very sad situation of which you speak, because we have tried to do as much as we possibly can in order to recalibrate people's physicalities in order to combat the negative substances that were induced into those physical bodies. But it has been a very uphill battle, partially because of people's thinking and partially because they do not understand how powerful the thought process is for a physical person, and how their belief system is as far as being able to self-heal and to combat those situations. So what I am saying is that those people who understand the power of positive thinking on the physical body, and if they had taken one of the inoculations that caused the damage, they can, through our help and their mental state of positivity, create great change to counterbalance it. But without that individual's person's input and positivity, it's much more difficult to get results that makes a major difference. It is unfortunate that this has happened, but then again, part of what is taking place is, as you understand soul contracts, is that these people who are succumbing to these the ill effects of that inoculation understood that this was part of what was going to happen to them, and they kind of agreed to it, because it is also part of this whole process of tearing down that was spoken about before, in order to get rid of all the separation and stuff. Part of what is going to be the end result of these, the realization that the pharmaceutical companies created dangerous situations with the drugs that were administered, is that there will be a tearing down of the drug industry per se, or a more stronger supervision to make sure that that does not happen again. Just like the governments are going to disappear, religions and everything else we spoke about. This is all part of the process of the change. So the people who are experiencing it signed up to be the sacrificial lambs, if you want to use that term, for this as their contribution into the change that you are going through from the age of ignorance into the age of knowledge. You understand?
Thank you. The next question is from Susan. Many people are buying silver to have for possible changes with the money system. From your perspective, is this a wise thing to do as an investment for the future? Thank you.
I need to make sure you said buying silver. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, many people have been buying silver.
Yes. It is a very wise thing to do. It is even a better thing to do if you can afford to buy gold. But of course, you can buy a lot more silver than you can gold. Having the precious metal in your hand, in your house, in as safe a place as you can, is the safest thing you can possibly do for the financial changes that will happen. Because as you understand, if your religions are coming down and your governments are coming down, then your money system is also going to be in flux too. So therefore, gold has always been a object that has held wealth, has held value. Silver is also very wise, and again, since you can get more silver with the same amount of your dollars, therefore, so many people are going with silver. It will help you to cross to hold value when the change in the economic system takes place. Any of the precious metals will work, and many people have been buying and storing them for quite some time. Do you understand?
Thank you. Next question is from Carol. What can you tell us of the, quote, city of God, unquote, apparently discovered by the Hubble telescope some time ago? There are photos online. Scientists believe the universe is evolving from the point of this city of God outward. Is this a photoshopped image to fool people? Thank you.
Humankind has had a problem for very many centuries of not being able to believe what they cannot see. There are very few people who, in this world, who see spirit people. They are the ones who try to convey that they are in existence and the benefits of them. The evolution that is happening from the unseen side of life. It is being engineered by people whose bodies are not able to be seen by physical people. The image that you are talking about is misunderstood. It is light. It is collective consciousness. It is not physical. It is being exposed, or I should say, you can see it because these people are allowing you to see it, because they understand that if you do not see something, you will not believe it. It is not anything to do with physicality. It is energy. You talk about divine crystalline energy. It is energy. Not many people see that energy. Some people may feel it, but not too many clairvoyants see it. But yet it is in existence. So the people who are encompassed in that energy, since they're not in physical bodies, they're in energetic bodies that aren't really seen most of the time. They're allowing this to be seen to give humankind something to focus on, to see, so that they could give them some hope and give them some hope that something positive is happening. You all know that something positive is happening. Some of you feel the vibrations of the earth that are different than it used to be 10 or 20 years ago. You recognize that things are happening on your earth that didn't happen 20 or 30 years ago because of the change in vibration. It is a vibrational change that is happening, and that is going to totally take you into a whole new paradigm of evolution. But yet, some of you need to see things because not many people have the access to the knowledge that you have been listening to for the past couple of years. And therefore, they are much more confused about these end times and all the upheaval and stuff, because they only have the dogmas that were taught by their religions, and religions do not have it exactly right. Think about this, my friends. When you watch that video, they talked about the people who are not evolved to the point that they're supposed to be are going to get sucked up into the vibration they need to be in. Christians call that the rapture, but they think that their rapture is happening because they are the super ones being saved, not the garbage that's being left behind. They have it totally backwards. Most religions have their spirituality messed up. Not to say there aren't seeds of truth within each religion, but they have been corrupted over the years, so that they are not the gems of truth that they once were. And that is a prime example. So what you are asking about was kind of like a pacifier for the people who don't understand and are not in the know of what's happening, to think that something good is going to happen. But in reality, something good is happening. Do you understand?
Thank you. And the last question actually comes from two people, Luvera being one, and I'll combine the questions. It involves the submersible, the Titan. What's the real story behind the loss of that submersible that was going down to view the Titanic? And did the people on the Titan submersible suffer before they died? Can you describe what happened to their bodies? Thank you.
What simply happened is that the outer shell of that vehicle had developed a weakness and therefore imploded, and there was a sudden disintegration of the unit. The people in that environment did not suffer long because they could not survive long. There's no air to breathe. They're under tremendous pressure from being under the earth, under the water that deep. So there's pressure on the body, and therefore if they did not survive a long time. If they survived 5 seconds, it was a whole lot. So it was pretty instantaneous that they found themselves in the world of spirit. Do you understand?
Thank you. That's all we have. I want to thank you, Carl, and your friends for helping us. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Once again, it is our great pleasure for us to serve you in this way, to help you along your path of going into the age of knowledge. It is a precarious time. It is a time of a lot of questions, a lot of missteps, a lot of not quite knowing what to do, what to expect. And we are here to help and to guide you as best we can. And we are most happy to serve you in that manner. So with that being said, we look forward to seeing you again next time, and we leave you with our blessings. So be it.